Hi guys, welcome to MECHS News. I'm here with our custodian. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Felix Martinez. I'm the head custodian for Missionary College High School.
He takes care of everything around campus, so we're very thankful for him. So on Friday, there was a situation with a dog. Can you please tell us about the condition that you found the dog in?
Sure, I got called. There was a dog by the south parking lot, and when I went to see, there was a dog on the desert, and I noticed that he was in really bad condition. The dog was bloody, and he had a lot of ants on his body. So he was kind of moving, but didn't have the strength to get up. So I knew that he was in really bad condition and needed some kind of assistance.
So how did you guys handle the situation when you found the dog? Like, what did you do for it?
I have to try to gain his trust because when I tried to grab him, he was trying to bite. I noticed that when I tried to pick him up with a blanket, he tried to bite because he was hurt. His neck was cut, his front legs and the upper torso, he was cut also. So I knew that he was in bad shape. But little by little, as I gained the trust, I was able to pick him up and move him to one of the stock rooms on the mechanical room where there's air conditioning, and we were able to put a blanket, give him water.
That's really good. So now knowing that that dog was dying and is now living a very happy life and running around and playing, how do you feel being a part of that you helped that dog?
Feels really great because I honestly thought that that dog was gonna die, and also just like to mention that our assistant principal, Miss Uvia, she was the one that was decided to cancel because I had to call animal control, and she decided to cancel it and send the dog to a vet. So.
All right, well, that's our custodian, Phoenix, perdón, sí, and we'll come back to you. Hello, my name is Ailey Green, and this is a teacher from Mission Early College. Can you please introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Mrs. Dorantes. I'm right here in Portable 24.
So, Mrs. Dorantes got involved with the situation with the dog. Can you please tell us about how you got involved with the situation?
I'm a big animal lover, and just like with those on campus, they're great about, showing that love and tenderness to those animals. And this poor baby was found next to Miss Monglava's portable, and he was pretty close to death. So he was taken in by some of the MECHS staff, and he was kind of accommodated. He was, cleaned up and everything else. It really broke my heart to see how he was. So between myself and Ms. Zubia, she did have him, and I went and picked him up over the weekend and got him into a foster home. And he's been having his meds, he's been getting better, he's healing. He went to city council. They took him to city council and told his story because they wanted to just show everybody that look at the condition that this poor baby was in. But now, just having had less than a week with a home and medication, he was doing just that much better. So it came to be an inspiring story because he basically was the spokes dog, I guess you could say, for all these other animals that are getting injured or getting abused in one way or another.
So, thank you. Can you please tell us about how you found the foster home for the dog?
There is an organization called Pawtastic, there we go. And Pawtastic, there was different organizations. There was even one called Laws for Paws, and there are organizations that are out there trying to help these poor animals. So one of the situations was that she would take him in and she would go ahead and get him to another vet and be able to continue the process of healing and seeking medical help for him. So that's what these organizations are out there doing. They're nonprofit organizations. They do depend on donations. So if your heart's there for the animals and you want to donate, it's Pawtastic and Laws and Paws.
Thank you so much for that. And are you aware of the name that we gave the dog? Did you take part in that?
Yes. Well, actually, it was interesting how that happened. Miss Zubia says, I think we should name him Phoenix. And she just beat me to the punch because I was thinking the same thing. And if you know what a phoenix is, it rises from the ashes. It becomes resurrected. And that's what this poor little baby did. I mean, he rose up. He was close to death, and he is looking so well now. So
that's awesome. Thank you so much for giving that hope to that dog and for your interview. And we'll have written statements. Good morning. My name is Ailey Green. Today I'm going to be reading to you Zubia's written statement. Last Friday, on August 25th, a student notified our head custodian, Felix, that a hurt pup was in between some portables. He was obviously wounded, bleeding, and covered in fire ants as a result. Felix and his team picked him up and dusted ants off of him the best that they could, then set up a temporary shelter for him while we waited for animal control. Once they arrived, they said the pup would likely be put down, euthanized, due to being injured. He wasn't chipped and didn't have a collar. My aunt helped me make arrangements with our vet, so I had my nephew pick him up and take him in. The vet said he would not have made it if we didn't get him there. He was full of ticks, dehydrated, malnourished, feet all eaten up from wandering the desert. He had numerous puncture wounds from being attacked by a dog recently, and he also had a severe infection which was taxing his liver. I picked him up from the vet after work and took him to my house for the night. Then Mrs. Dorantes picked him in the morning to take him to a foster family that she found for him. He has been there since, healing and improving. Look at him now, even smiling. I named him Phoenix as he was not only found at MECHS, but he rose from the ashes, so to speak.
Torres. I'll be reading this written statement by Ms. Monclova. This is a story of how I found a little pup, Phoenix. I was walking up the ramp to my classroom with my son when I saw something blinking in the sand. Phoenix was lying in the sand, camouflaged. I walked up to the railing and tried to see if he would move away or toward me. He had ants on his body and I knew he was seriously hurt. I told my son to tell the front office that there was an injured dog near my portable, and I texted Felix to see if he was able to help us. My son attempted to give the pup water while we waited. Mr. Worswick spent some time trying to find a shelter that could immediately help Felix, and Urenda were able to come by and block off the walkways so that the poor pup would not get startled by the students attempting to go to class. I provided a shawl that Felix could use to provide shade and or wrap the pup. I am happy that Ms. Zubia was able to find someone to care for the puppy, and he is now a local celebrity bringing awareness to animal rights and care in our community.